And just about an hour from now, the JCPS Superintendent Marty Polio is expected to present a plan for a new security system for JCPS.
It comes after calls from the community and school board to roll out metal detectors as a way to find weapons and keep students safe. Grace McKenna's in studio now with us breaking down that proposal. Grace, there's been some changes since we first heard about the idea.
Yeah, Shay, Doug, that's right. Ever since February, when Dr. Polio was first charged with developing a metal detector plan, there have been changes. He estimated initially the system would cost about $5 million. That is a far cry from the $17 million included in the plan loaded to the board's website. But Polio told us last week the cost comes with a better system. Rather than traditional metal detectors, Polio is set to present a plan for weapons detection. So what does that mean? According to the proposal, traditional metal detectors require students to remove their belts, jewelry, and cell phones. Weapons detection systems using artificial intelligence wouldn't. It also says metal detectors cause single-file lines, whereas AI can process 1,800 people an hour.
A multitude of people can walk through essentially at the same time.
Polio visited 3 districts in Lexington, Jacksonville, and Charlotte.
We look to those places to take a look at what may be best practice for us.
Duval County in Jacksonville uses a system called Evolve. According to a district post from earlier this month, the system looks for weapons or items that could be used for harm. If they find something, there's a secondary table for searching.
For the shapes of guns, the shapes of knife blades.
Searching and staffing were 2 of Polio's big concerns.
Cost will not be the challenge. We can do that. The challenge will be the staffing.
The new proposal includes 2 staffing options, one with contracted services and another relying on building staff, though the presentation says staffing could still be a challenge. Then there's the price tag.
This technology is the best. It's the most expensive, but it is the best for what we need.
A 5-year lease with equipment and installation would cost $17 million. Polio will present the plan to the board tonight, where we could learn more about staffing needed and the timeline for rolling a system out. In the studio, Grace McKenna, WHAS 11 on your side.
Grace, thank you very much. The school board meeting starts at 6 tonight. Since they are discussing the weapons detection plan for the very first time, they are not expected to vote on it.
Also new tonight at 5, local physician and peace activist Dr. Mohammed Babar is determined to keep the conversation on gun reform moving forward after giving that passionate speech at the vigil for the victims of the mass shooting.
Now he's putting his plan on paper, starting a petition, asking everyone to keep the pressure on legislators. WHAS 11's Bobby McSwine talked to him about it today.
A vigil still here at Old National Bank to pay honor to the victims. But long after the flowers fade and everything is gone, local physician and peace activist Dr. Mohammed Babar says the best way to pay lasting tribute is gun reform.
This is the least we can do in their memory to do something to prevent that there is no other senseless killing.
After giving a passionate speech at a memorial for the victims of Old National Bank and a separate shooting that same day on 8th and Chestnut.
That it does not matter whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, whether you live in urban spaces or rural communities, whether you own a gun or not. Please do something.
Babar says he knew he had to act. So he started a petition for what he calls common sense gun reform. The 5 asks: expand mental health programs, improve mental health screenings, limit assault-style weapons.
We are not using the word ban, we are just asking to limit it. That if there are hunters, people who really are into it, they should be able to get it, but after a due process.
Establish a waiting period between gun purchases and possession.
Imagine that a citizen is having a mental health crisis. They go and buy the gun. Right now they can buy it the same day if they are not convicted.
Eliminate auctions of guns confiscated by police. They're all points organizations like the Louisville Urban League and the NAACP have made in the past week as well.
We are not asking that you just go after the guns or just after the mental health. We want a holistic solution, and this solution not going to be achieved in the first month or first year, but at least we need to take a first step in the right direction.
Babar says he's spoken to Democrats and Republicans about the petition and has garnered support. And to those who don't think their constituents have the appetite for gun reform, he says
they are just using these excuses. If they engage their constituents and on some common sense gun laws, I think the folks in rural communities will wholeheartedly agree with that.
Because gun violence doesn't stop in the metro. In Louisville, Bobby McSwine, WHAS 11 on your side.
And the petition has more than 300 signatures, and we will put a link on our website at WHAS11.com.
A Metro police officer and another driver are recovering after a crash in Newburgh. It happened on Old Shepherdsville Road right around 6 last night. Police say the LMPD SUV was driving without lights and sirens on when a Jeep turned in front of it. The crash caused that Jeep to flip over. The officer and the driver of the Jeep were both taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
And tonight, take a good look at this man. Louisville Metro Police say they need your help in finding him. His name is Prince Woodson. The search is a follow-up to a University of Louisville investigation. Here's another view of Prince Woodson. The school posted a message saying it's aware of an off-campus incident involving a student and alleged animal cruelty. Police say there are videos circulating of it on social media, which appeared to show the abuse of live baby chicks. There is a warrant for Woodson's arrest. Louisville Metro Police tell us that he frequents the Goldsmith Lane area of Louisville, as well as the Outer Loop, Vaughn Mill, and Manslick Roads. If you have any information on how you can find Prince Woodson, you're asked to call police. You can call anonymously at 574-LMPD or use their online portal. And we do have a new update for you here tonight to a story we told you about yesterday. Just hours after we first broadcasted at 5, Bellarmine University's stolen TV production trailer was found. 2 people are in jail now in Shelby County, accused of stealing the television production trailer from Bellarmine University. It's worth $1.2 million. The theft happened around 5 on Monday morning. Hours later, deputies in Shelby County stopped a white truck matching the description of the one used in the theft. They then took Chris Reed and Amanda Phillips into custody. Both had warrants for unrelated crimes. Through their investigation, police ended up in a barn off Old Hetty Road in eastern Jefferson County. Investigators believe some of the media equipment is still in the trailer and some of it has been moved to Shelby County.
As we take a look outside right now, a little bit warmer today, but certainly still a little bit of a chill in the air there, Doug.
It says something when this may be one of our warmest days of the week, and we didn't even hit 70 degrees. And Chief Meteorologist Ben Pine, what a view there, Ben. Not even a cloud in the sky. This would be really nice derby weather, by the way, especially for the folks who have to sit outside all day long.
Hey, we'll cross our fingers. Too early to tell about rain this far out for Oaks and Derby, but it does look like it's going to be a cool pattern that we're locked in over the next couple of weeks. And it was a cold start. Notice 40 in the city, but you get outside of town and it was down to freezing in Jeffersonville and Elizabethtown and Litchfield, all starting off at 32. A little patchy frost here and there, but pretty decent warm up today. A high of 67. Right now we sit at 65 and just a very light southwest breeze at 5. This is a live view with our Belmont Village Senior Living Cam, part of our U of L Health Camera Network, looking over the top of the University of Louisville, and our temperatures are all in the 60s right now. And we'll stay in the 60s while the sun is up. After around 8:30, when sunset will occur, our temperatures will drop into the 50s. A couple sprinkles flying off to the north of our viewing area, but it looks like we will stay dry other than maybe a sprinkle or two around Seymour a little bit later this evening. Partly cloudy overnight, low temperatures in the 40s, so no frost, well above freezing. And tomorrow, nice and pleasant. Our temperatures topping out once again in the mid 60s. So partly cloudy and dry tonight. Low temperature at 46, lunchtime temperature 60, and just light winds, and again some nice conditions for our Wednesday tomorrow with a high temperature up to 68 degrees. Rainfall isn't too far off. I'll show you how much we can expect. Plus, again, we'll look at that temperature trend all the way through Oaks and Derby just ahead.
Now to the long-anticipated announcement that President Joe Biden would be running for re-election. The timing of the president's announcement today is significant, as today marks 4 years to the day when he declared his 2020 election campaign to run against the former President Donald Trump.
The announcement came in the form of a video focusing on key nostalgic points from his last run in 2020, including the fight for democracy and what he called the battle for the soul of America. The video opens up with images of Trump supporters engaged in the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol. Biden is drawing a stark contrast between himself and who he calls MAGA extremists, who he says are lining up to take away bedrock freedoms.
Dictating what healthcare decisions women can make, banning books, and telling people who they can love.
At 80 years old, President Biden is already the oldest president in U.S. history. A new NBC News survey found 70% of Americans, including 51% of Democrats, believe the president should not seek a second term. Half of the voters who don't want Biden to run again say his age is a major factor. Biden is not expected to face any serious challengers for the Democratic nomination. This announcement sets up a potential rematch between Biden and former President Donald Trump, who is now 76 years old and has even less support than Biden in the polls. So, taking a look now at the potential opponents.
Former President Donald Trump has already announced his 2024 campaign. Back in November, he did so. Donald Trump looks to be the GOP's early contender, early leader right now, but the field is still forming around him. The former UN ambassador and governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley, former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, businessman Perry Johnson, Woke Incorporated author Vivek Ramaswamy, and the radio host Larry Elder. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has not announced his campaign yet, but is expected to run for president.